See the way he walks? Okay. And remember, if you get from this that I'm really an asshole, I'm unfair, this is mental illness, you're not thinking correctly. Remember, Ra is the source of morality. Even the word Ra, rage, has Ra and G, the earth deity, right? And Satan is the god of the world because the world is a cruel place where deers get killed, bunny rabbits get killed, cute animals get killed, okay? Horrible things happen in nature. So there's a moral outrage of that's not fair. Now, what is the divine order, and how fair is it? Because there's about to be 3 chicks. There's about to be a bunch of chicks coming up, and they're going to embody certain ideas. Okay, is even the word embody, right? See that? See the way they move, the way they look. Okay. Remember, the emphasis on health when martial arts is the most demanding physical exercise proves my point. How they move. See how they, there's a spectrum. I notice how people walk all the time. I'm the Skywalker. Part of the reason I outmaneuver people is how they move. And this guy would have great difficulty, for example, in ancient combat. I'd outmaneuver him. I'd stab him a bunch of times. He'd be done. Okay, we can go through why. I think that's a good point to make. Okay. So again, I'm not an asshole who's trying to unfairly elevate myself. I'm just telling the truth. There's a lot of nice people out here. Even though the clowns have a cult kind of meaning, there's a lot of nice clown ladies out there. Friendly, they care about the kids and so on and so forth, right? Give them a lollipop or whatever, give them a balloon. What they're doing in its core is evil, but they're nice. Okay, see this guy, for example, right? He has a certain way of moving that suggests, the way how long it takes his body to return to the ground. His pace is part of it, but there's more to it than that. Okay, and also you see the way his arms are swinging. It shows a large degree of how coordinated the person is. There's a serious gap in these regards. It's like Simpson. It's like the cop from Simpsons versus, Usain Bolt, okay? There's a serious gap in movement, move and meant, meaning mind. All right, so I'm not an incel, okay? I'm not a MGTOW as defined by popular culture. I am going my own way. I'm going God's way. I'm not going my own way. My way is God's way. God's way is my way, rather. Okay. I believe in moral supremacy. I believe the falcon has a certain grace. Okay, the grace is best embodied in the falcon pharaoh, and it's the highest point of it. That's why you need mental clarity, romantic clarity, spiritual clarity, and mental and moral clarity and intensity to truly understand things. You see these people, because they're older, they're kind of less intense, and their movement reflects their lack of intensity. Sure, they're nice ladies and so on and so forth. I'm giving you examples. If you get from this that I'm insulting people unfairly or judging them harshly and unfairly and thou shalt not judge or something, you're insane. Okay? How do you become a great martial artist? You analyze things, and analyze can be a synonym for judge, in a sense at least. All right. I'm also not saying that people shouldn't wear jogging outfits or they shouldn't jog in public. You see how the person has their titties kind of bouncing up and down, right? The booty bouncing up and down. It has a certain effect that suggests, hey, I'm healthy, I'm good looking, I'm trying to assimilate to the Westcliff culture where people jog. But the other effect, and it's a very potent effect, is I'm desirable. When people are telling me to lower my standard, what I'm doing takes far more mental prowess, wisdom, and heart than what all these people are doing put together. It is insane. It is sick. It is ridiculous. It is unfair. Okay? I have a right to be very, very upset when it has cost me so much. I'm on the verge of poverty when there are martial artists who just from being actors alone are millionaires. There are people with martial arts schools all over the place. But I'm on the verge of poverty. I'm shunned. Nobody is coming together and saying, hey, this guy's right. Let's invest in what he's trying to do. They're leaving me out in the cold. I'm carrying my cross, in other words. And no, it's not metaphorical for, oh, yeah, you carry our cross, and that's when you forget who you are. Bullshit. What it means to carry a cross is to walk a path of truth, which is the true life, the true way to God. I walk in the way of righteousness, along the path of justice, moral precision. You have to be precise to attain justice. You can't be like, well, I suppose we'll give a homeless person a coat and not address the socio-economic issues that made him homeless and call it justice. That is sick. That is Luciferian contrast garbage. We also have to consider who we're doing wrong. If the person walks in the utmost moral manner, it is more wrong to steal from him. It's more wrong to steal from the moral king than to steal from a fucking criminal who in their heart is pure evil and is not doing it out of desperation or something. We must consider the spectrum of innocence, the spectrum of righteousness. Women should be dating based on moral supremacy, the spirit of righteousness, not social norms, not having a cultural price tag like a whore, and same with men. And mind, body, soul, and spirit are connected. And when you're the king, you need the most healthy, suitable helper to plant your seed. It's a no-brainer. We want the next generation to be breeding with the most righteous breeding with the most healthy and most receptive to righteousness, or do we want fucking people to snake them and utter worms getting the attractive people, older people, sick businessmen? You know what I'm saying? Who do we want to be breeding with the wisest and the best? Their eugenic argument is sacrilegious, and it is extremely immoral. To pretend Francis Galton, George Bush, and scum like that are the wisest and the best, and that their education proves it, when they don't even have the basic intelligence and decency to be morally precise, which is not that hard. And they went as far as to try to redefine the moral order using their despicable asses as a point of reference. Utterly depraved. Not only are they wrong, if I had a daughter and I was the king of the Jews in Israel, given my rightful place, and not someone who's the king of the Jews and king of kings who's denied his rightful place, they would be executed. I would execute my mother, my sister, my twin sister, my daughter for these things at the same time. You fools lack a proper scale. You don't bring the children to God like Jesus said in the Bible. He said, bring them to me when they are young or they'll be lost forever. You didn't do that. Now they're lost. There are no virgin brides waiting for the bridegroom. There's just whores that ride the system of betas, trickle down beta bitch, and betas is beast scrambled for a reason. Your cowardice has destroyed your family line. Your childishness, your evil, your stupidity. Why you have sapiosexual movements. You are fools that mock the righteous. And when I sound like a mocker, I'm more sounding like you than being a mocker. Mockers resent correction. I'm correcting you cowards. And you're refusing that correction because you are wicked people that seek only rebellion. You say to me every moment of every day, only if you rebel with us as our slaves, as our slave, will we help you, quote unquote, out. How despicable is that? God spits on you. I spit on you where it matters most, in the spiritual realm. You worship the footstool because you are footstool bitch. Why can't you see that? Why can't you embrace that? Why do you not understand this? I sound low in my voice for more than one reason. I am aware of my surroundings. My windows are actually up. And I'm trying not to yell. But some of these points require emphasis. This is not mental illness, you sickos in mental health that worship the devil with your pharmakeia sorcery bitch. Medicine is one thing. You supply things with the social order of Satan in mind. The social order of worldly, greedy, corporate, kleptocrat, crony capitalist garbage. And I'm not a communist. I believe in a patriarchy established with righteousness, where people have no excuse for not obeying, and they get executed for not obeying when it is appropriate. That is justice. Justice cannot come from anything but a monarchy, because only in giving the most righteous man his place, and I'm the last one that applies, mind you, can there be justice. How can you have justice when you're cheating me out of my right to be the spiritual leader, the moral leader, the person acknowledged as the most wise, okay, the mental leader, and the romantic leader, the ideal romantic person. Even women like that who dress with erotic appeal can say, hey, you know what? This guy is ideal, okay? And I am to be receptive to him. He's like a glass of water in the desert. They are insane if they don't say, I desire you clearly with their body language. I notice you, I desire you. You won't hesitate to pick up a bunch of gold off the ground, you know. You won't hesitate to put on a coat in the winter. But you hesitate to receive the love from God because you are sick. can outmaneuver everyone else with righteous indignation is not sick. He's not just in a rage, just firing away. He's carefully calculating at an appropriate speed that transcends everyone else. He has a transcendent falcon pharaoh speed, precision, agility, torque, insight, sharpness, discernment, heart. These are qualities for a leader. Not being a nerd, not being a brute, not being popular where fools shun righteousness. Those who are popular where fools shun righteousness are scum. Just like those fools who spoke well of the false prophets.